So I'm currently parked up in a rich area and my Tinder settings are set to 1 mile. So I'm just going to sit here, swipe, get myself a sugar daddy.
Just a quick little note for the ladies. Men are like tissues. They're disposable, okay? You use a tissue, it gets dirty, you throw it out.
You mean to tell me that I can match with 910 men on Tinder, but not one in real life? Tinder is whack. Men are whack. Feelings are whack.
900 matches on Tinder and she's still unsatisfied? How many matches have you got on online dating in like a week? Probably 2 to 3. Some guys get maybe 1, some guys don't get none. And she has 900, and imagine that. Complaining that she can't find a guy. Complaining that she's frustrated because a guy won't approach her in real life. See, that's the key, guys. You have to understand and accept the fact that when women get on online dating, they have way more matches that you can ever imagine. And on top of that, they're there for validation and above all, for entertainment. See, you get on online dating because you want to meet a woman. You want to hang out, probably find a date, maybe a relationship, or just hang out and hook up. We do things with a purpose. So when we go out somewhere, we're going to get this, we're going to get that, and we're going to come home. Women, they'll go out just to look at stuff and they'll just go over here and do this. And they don't really go out with a purpose for the most part. They go out hoping to find an adventure. This is why they always say, I'm looking for a guy who can give me an adventure on the dating apps. I'm looking for a guy who's funny, who's fun, all this stuff like that. And notice that the chicks on dating apps, how do most of them look? Just like that third female who was talking about, oh, I got all these matches and men are trash, men are this, men. Just think of that. A female who looks like that, below average to average, unattractive, overweight, filled with single mothers, that's all dating apps basically are. And those females want the top tier guys. But here's the thing. Guys who are in the top 10 to 15, maybe 20%, as far as attractiveness, those dudes don't have to be in a relationship with them. It's just a playground for those dudes. If you're attractive, good looking, man, you have a harem of women on these dating apps. And all these females who are 3 to 4 notches below you, they have the opportunity to sleep with an attractive guy. This is why they love it so much. Because the guys that they really want in real life, those guys would never approach them. Notice how she said, I have all these matches, but none in real life. Because truth be told, deep down, she understands that she's not that attractive. That guys don't really want her like that. That the dudes that she wants, those dudes ain't checking for her. So she has to get on online dating to have the opportunity to reject those guys, to interact with those top 15 to 20% of guys. Now, I guarantee you most dudes on the dating apps are far more attractive than her. But she's so picky and she's so choosy that she's like, it's not enough. These guys aren't good enough. This is why so many women are single, because they're paralyzed by the decision of choice. They have so many different options. They're like, I don't need to settle down. I'm so attractive. I have all these guys messaging me, and they just sit at home and they just text guys and string dudes along. Now, I did a little bit of digging, and I clicked on the video on her social media, and I saw comments. And these are females who are on Tinder, who are on dating apps, that are complaining about all the guys that they have matched with that still don't have a guy that they really like. The first female says, I'm at 1,198, talk with 256, still talking with 23, on a daily routine with 5, met 3, still single. So what does that tell you? That she's still talking with 23, which means guys are just wasting their time on dating apps. They're just texting and texting a girl, and you're just a text buddy. So she has 23 basically text buddies, and on a daily routine with 5, which means she has 5 guys that are, texting her or doing something with her, and she's met 3, which means she probably hooked up with those 3 guys. So think about that percentage, right? Let's do the math. 1,198 guys, and she only met up with 3. That's probably what? 0.02% of guys. Think about that. You have a far better chance of approaching a woman or talking to a woman in public than you do on a dating apps, because these literally average women have these big egos on dating apps. That's why I tell you guys, it causes most men to make themselves feel like, oh, you know, I'm unattractive. I didn't get that many matches. And you got these ogre looking chicks, these single mothers, these overweight females having these crazy standards, talking about they have all these matches, but they can't find a boyfriend or a guy, and they're still single. Imagine that. The next female says, I had over 1,000. Another female says, this was me on Tinder. Had over 2,000 matches, yet no one would ever approach me in real life. That's the key. I'm going to read that again. She has over 200 matches, 2,000 matches, yet no one would ever approach her in real life. You know why? Because the guys that she wants, they're not checking for her. Dudes are like, you know what? I'm going to do my own thing. And that's what women want. They want guys validation in real life. See, once they have, squoze the juice out of Tinder or whatever dating app, now they're like, I got that validation. I know I can get that. Now I want to conquer another dragon. So who's going to approach me? If you look out and about on a weekend, guys, you'll often see groups of women who are 3, 4, 5 chicks walking down the street with their phones, and they're just looking for validation. They're hoping that a guy approaches them. Now, yeah, they want dudes to approach them, but they want a certain type of guy. This is why you see they say, I have 2,000 matches. I have 1,000 matches, close to 1,200 matches, because they want a certain type of guy. Now, here's the thing. That certain type of guy has a whole bunch of females matching with him. So he has the pick of the litter. And this is why so many females on dating apps, in real life, are getting pumped and dumped. Let's continue with the comments. Next female says, I got to 5,000 and my Tinder started glitching and becoming slow, but none of them worked out. And she has laughing emojis. Now, guys, if you think she's joking, I want you to set up a Tinder profile or whatever dating app profile and have just an average looking girl. Don't make her a model or really attractive, a nice figure. Just make her average looking. Matter of fact, make her overweight. It's going to get worse. Look how many thirsty guys are matching and messaging her and calling her beautiful, hey, sexy. This is why these chicks have these big egos, because you got dudes who are so thirsty who are trying to get laid on dating apps. They are blowing these females' heads up. So now these females are walking out and about in real life with these high expectations, and they're frustrated because, ding, 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 they're not getting approached in real life. That's the key. A lot of matches on dating apps, it's not equating to real life success as far as dating and relationships. The next woman says, I have 2,700 and still don't have a boyfriend and don't get hit on in public. Shaking my head. So what does that tell you guys? That these women are basically hoping that you shoot your shot in public. This is why it's actually easier to get women in public than it is actually on online dating. Because most of these females, they walk around and they don't really take dating apps serious. They go on there to promote their Cash App, their OnlyFans. They promote all these different things. But then at the end of the day, they want a guy to approach them in real life and have an organic, stimulating conversation. Another woman says, I literally have 2,300 and none have worked out. Crazy, ain't it? Next girl says, girl, I think I have 1,400. Met a couple handful, but they've all been trash. And come look at it, when I zoom in on her picture, she looks like she's just an overweight chick. She's just, you can tell by the face that, she's not really that attractive. And this is what's going on. You have the women who are 4 out of 10 thinking they're 9 out of 10. They're 49ers. They're not even that attractive. And their sense of self and how they really look is so skewed because the dating apps are hurting these women. All it is a pump and dump fest for the attractive guys, the top 15, 20%. The dudes who don't get the women or average looking, they think that, these women don't like me, I'm unattractive. But if you actually approach women in real life and actually had a conversation, you'll realize that, man, that wasn't that bad. That was, why can't I get this sort of interaction in real life? This is why you get 1-2 word responses from females on dating apps, and you're looking at her profile like, dude, I'm in shape. I think I'm reasonably attractive. You know, you look at a female, she's probably overweight or just look like a can of biscuits. She ain't even all that. You're like, come on, man. What do you? And it can frustrate you because these women, they go on there to get validation, to get attention, to get a guy to find who's a sugar daddy to take care of them, to fix their problems. And if you don't fix their problems, they're going to be like, or give them what they want, they're just going to ghost you. They're going to unmatch. They're going to get rid of you. You're like, man, what's going on? Because they have such an abundance of dudes who are at their disposal, basically. This is why that second female in that clip says men are basically like tissue. They're disposable. And this is how most women view men.